Hey everybody, it's Tommy Canale and welcome back to Before the Lights podcast, the show to find out how those in sports, music, and entertainment made their mark. Go get yourself a coffee or grab a drink because they are sisters, singers, rising stars with a fresh, stone-cold country sound. An ambitious, young, hardworking duo. They have opened for Martina McBride, Jimmy Allen, among others. There's nothing like a good sibling harmony, and they are described as the real deal and absolutely brilliant. Please welcome to the show, Presley and Taylor. Ladies, how are you?
Hi, we're doing great.
Before we get going, today's show is being brought to you by a brand new snack crisp that I have been fortunate to try. They're excellent, called Only 3. It's one of the most delicious, healthy chips available to snackers today. Spelt flour, sea salt, and spring water is all you'll find in this delicious 130-calorie treat. They are perfect with your favorite dip, on the go, in between meals, and as a bonus, they are vegan-friendly too. Order your 3-pack bundle today at only3snacks.com. That's only3snacks.com. Ladies, you guys grew up in a small farm town in New England. I understand it's like Middlefield, Connecticut. How small are we talking? Is this a one-light town or what are we talking here?
This is a no stoplight town. This is a stop sign town. I think there's about 3,000 people total, but very small town in Connecticut. Yes, that's home. Yeah.
What age did you both start singing?
Yeah, I mean, we grew up in a very musical family, so music was a part of our lives. Honestly, like before we were born, our parents, that's how they met. Our dad was in a band and our mom heard him singing and that was their story. And then they had us and we were singing since we were little girls in car seats. And as we got older, we went to performing arts school and we would sing in church. We would sing for our family. So it's just something that we've genuinely done our entire lives. And then when we went to high school, Taylor was about 14 and I had just turned 16. Our parents let us go into the recording studio for the first time, where we kind of got bit by the bug to kind of make this our career. And from there, it kind of just snowballed and things started to happen and we started to really work at it. You know, I think Taylor and I decided at a really young age that this was our path. This is what we wanted to be doing for our whole lives. And we've been working our butts off ever since. And country music is just our love. And it's what we work at every day. So
let me back up. You mentioned about a trip to a recording studio. What do you guys recall about that? And from that trip gave you guys the bug that this is what we want to do?
Totally. So we actually went to a studio. It was a family friend in Connecticut. So we picked a couple songs that we had, and it was really an incredible experience. It really was the beginning. We didn't know it at the time, but it really was the beginning of our journey and what we're doing now. But I just remember, thinking back, it was so much fun to be able to do that. And yeah, it formed who we are. I mean, we went in planning on doing like one song each just for fun. And then it like quickly turned into an 8-song EP, titled Presley and Taylor. And, we just grew from there. So yeah. And it really gave us like the opportunity to kind of, hone our skills in a certain way, which was really cool because like she said, I mean, I tell you, we've been singing since we were little kids, but I mean, when you switch from singing for fun and for your family to like really pursuing it professionally, there's a lot of things that you have to learn. So I think that was like the start of us like learning and finding ourselves as artists and as musicians and as singers, and we sing harmony. So we had to figure that out. Who's going to sing harmony? We ended up both deciding we're both going to sing lead. We're both going to sing harmony. And I think that's one of the things that differentiates us from a lot of other duos. And we really we do everything in life together. And so when it comes to singing, we go at it full force together. And no different. That first studio session really just was the beginning of it all for us. So a really special time.
You guys grew up with artists like Tammy Wynette, Alan Jackson, Randy Travis, Tanya Tucker, and then you were able to share the stage with Tanya Tucker. What was that like for you two?
Yeah, it was so special. I mean, so I'm 23, Taylor just turned 22, and we grew up with our grandparents, actually, who kind of gave us that start in that really traditional country sound. It was our foundation. So we grew up with them, singing with them and listening to music, and them giving us a lot of influence. And so when we got to open for Tanya Tucker, it was such a huge deal for our family and for us. And it's just, we love her music, and she's just such an incredible human being and a person. And it was just so cool to be there. But that was a fun night. I remember that night we were at the Sky Pack in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and we actually got a standing O. So that was really cool. I just remember that. I'll never forget that show opening up for Tanya. It was really cool. Mm-hmm. And then just from there, I mean, as we've gotten older and even as kids, I mean, Presley and I really, we got that traditional country education from our grandparents and our parents. But I mean, we listen to everything. We listen to rock, we listen to pop. We were Disney kids. We love Disney and Jesse McCartney and Demi Lovato. And, so we always say there's really only two kinds of music, good and bad. So we listen to everything, and we just love good music. Yeah. And I think that foundation for us has really helped create us into the artists and given us the sound that we are having today. So
early on, if you would speak to my listeners regarding what kind of bumps did you guys have to get through to where you are? Because I'm sure there had to be some hurdles.
Yeah, I mean, that's life, right? It's part of it. Yeah, I mean, starting at 14 and 16, I mean, just growing up, just finding yourself, before you can decide, who you are as an artist, what you're going to say to the world. I mean, you can't really, even if you don't realize it at the time, you can't really decide that at 16 or 14 or even 18, You really have to grow up and learn about yourself. And I feel like we're finally in this place where we're starting to understand who we are. We understand who we are and what we want to say. Yeah. I would say, that's the biggest. Yeah, I think it took time and it took experiences. And I think that we're really blessed because we did start so young. I think for other people, maybe if they start later, it takes longer. But we did start really young, and we had to do things as kids, basically, like interviews and talk to people at radio stations and cold call people and do all these things that really genuinely built who we are as people and gave us the confidence to be in this industry. Because I mean, when you're 14 years old and you have to walk into a conference room and just sing for people, it's a lot, and it's fun. And it definitely gave us the confidence, the skills to move forward. And it really created us into the people I think that we are today. I mean, even outside of music, just it's made us, really strong people. And it's been so fun. It's been so fun, learning that about ourselves, and to be able to look back at where we were and to see where we are now. It's crazy. The other huge thing for us, because we were so young, was shifting from, really getting into the whole studio experience and getting really good at that, and then having to shift to live performances. That was a huge learning curve. I mean, that was a big learning curve. Again, at 14, starting to play live shows. I mean, you're terrified, you know? So I think that was a huge hurdle too. Definitely brought that up. Yeah. It's just learning who you are on stage and gaining confidence on stage. But I mean, now it's second nature. The best part of what we do is performing now. But in the beginning, scary. It was a learning curve, and but that's all part of it. I don't know, and that could just be our journey. I know a lot of people. Some people are different. Some people were just always confident in that way. But for us, it took some time. It took some learning, and I think it shows now, especially when your listeners see us live. We have a lot of fun, and we play off each other and our band, and it's just a really good time.
I understand there was an aha moment for you two when you were singing "The House That Built Me" by Miranda Lambert. If you can expand on that a little bit.
Sure. That is so funny. I don't even know how you would know that, because we were just in our kitchen with our dad, and he was playing guitar, and this was before anything.
I think I was like 10 or 11.
Yeah, we were like really young. But The House That Built Me was just the biggest song ever that year. And it's such a beautiful song. I mean, it's really timeless. But yeah, we were just sitting there at the kitchen table, and our dad was playing guitar, and we learned the song. And it was really the beginning of a process that later we found out, that's how you do it. You sit down, you learn a song, you love it, you enjoy it, and then you share it with people. So The House That Built Me was definitely one of the first songs we ever did that with together, in country music, just learning it and getting it ready to perform for other people,
Is it real uncommon then for someone to go from Connecticut to Nashville, Tennessee?
I think so, yes. In the sense, but I do meet a lot of people down here that are like, I'm from Connecticut.
That are from Connecticut. I was going to say, I feel like Nashville is just so like diverse as far as where people are from. There's so many people from all over. Our guitar player is from Romania, and he's here, he's playing on Broadway. He's so talented, and there's just so many talented people that come to Nashville for music, and it's really incredible. Everyone comes from all over. And it's definitely not cool. Strange.
It's not strange. And I think it's cool, like Connecticut too. A lot of people look at it and they're like, how is country music in Connecticut? And it's like, I think what people don't know is that it's definitely like alive and well. Like all our friends, high school, like country concerts was like the biggest thing to go to. It was like the most fun. Everyone looked forward to it.
Rascal Flatts at the Xfinity Theater in Connecticut was the event of the season every year. So people love country music in Connecticut, and especially our family. Yeah.
When and why did you two decide then to pack up and move to Nashville?
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good story. Since we are 2 years apart, Presley graduated high school first, and I was still in high school for 2 more years.
And our parents were extremely, because they've supported us our entire career, and been, right here with us. And they were extremely intent on us finishing high school. That was a huge thing. We had to finish going to high school. So she was 2 years behind me, so I had to go to college. I got to college, and I felt a little like it wasn't really for me, but I was still kind of waiting for her to finish up what she had going on. And she came to college and was there for a semester, and then looked at me and was like, Presley, we need to go to Nashville. Like, we have to do this now. I think for her, it was just like a feeling like in her soul, she was like, we need to go do this.
Yeah, I begged her to go.
She's like, let's go now. And I was like, let's do it.
Exactly.
And we did it, and we literally haven't looked back since. And we've been here. And I think because we were coming back and forth for about 5 years leading up to that, and now living here and being totally immersed in Music City and the music community here, it's a completely different experience, and it's a completely different level of commitment, I think, to what we're doing and what we want our lives to look like. And we love being here. We love home. We're definitely New England girls at heart, no matter what. But being here is really special, and it's allowed us to grow even more. And it's opened up a lot more doors for us being able to live here, and we're loving it. So,
for my listeners that may not be familiar with you two, Presley and Taylor, tell me if this maybe can help them understand. Presley's you're more the cool, sexy style, and Taylor, you're more the classy, bold risk taker that complement each other. Is that,
as you can see,
is that kind of like spot on for my listeners to kind of explain who you guys are?
For sure.
I think so.
Yeah. Taylor's definitely the most motivated, hardworking girl I know, for sure. She pushes me. Yeah. She pushes me every day. She's super classy and fun and cute. And and I feel like we complement each other really well. And just as sisters, I feel like, and I always say this, but like God literally made Taylor as my soulmate, and she's my person in life. And we've done everything together our whole lives. And this career that we are blessed to be doing together is just an extension of our friendship and our bond and us as sisters. So it's really special what we're doing. It's special to us. And I think when people get to know us and they get to see us and see what we're doing and what we're about, that they feel that too. And we're just really lucky to be doing what we're doing.
I know you're 2 years apart, but do people mistake you guys for twins?
Every day.
All the time.
Twins, and they always think Taylor's older.
They always think I'm
Always.
older. I don't know why, but
She's like more reserved.
maybe
more
I
like
have wrinkles or something. Presley does it.
That's her at 22. Okay.
Explain this to me. How do you guys explain? Because just from talking to you now, just for a few minutes, you guys are very mature for a group that's in your 20s. How do you explain this maturity level?
Well, I mean, I think, let me start with this. I think I have two reasons for that. Our dad is one of 9 children, and we were the babies of the family. Okay. So we've always been around. Everyone's always been older than us. And then when we got into music, we kind of had the same thing in our career. We've always been around people that are older than us. And I think just through life, we have our own personal life experiences that we had to deal with things at a young age. And I think we just grew up really quickly, and not in a bad way at all. I just think that we were kind of ready to be taken seriously at a really young age. It's hard to be children in an adult world. So I think we really did want to be taken seriously. We wanted people to think we spoke well and we handled ourselves well in certain situations. And I think that has a lot to do with you saying something like that. So
you guys have a little throwback sound to you, which I like. I've listened to all your stuff and I really like it. Was that done on purpose, intentionally, or just kind of happened?
It might just be, coming through because it is our roots. But yeah, I mean, I think right now in the studio, James Stroud is our producer, and we met him 2.5 years ago. And before we met James, we really leaned on traditional country music because we wanted to stand out, and we wanted, we just wanted to kind of make a tribute to that sound just because we loved it. And we love it. But I think ever since we met James, I know that we have really developed our own sound and who Presley and Taylor are. And we're not taking on any, other sound and trying to make it fit us, but we're just creating our own. And it's definitely, it draws from everywhere. Like I said, we grew up listening to rock and traditional country and 90s country and, today's country and pop and Disney and all of this great music. And I think we have a little bit of all of that in our sound. And I think it really comes across as something new and something that's just totally us.
Yeah. And I think it's going to come through even more. We have a lot more music this year that we're going to be releasing. And I think when people get to hear more of what we've been doing and then you put it all together, it's gonna be like, oh, that's really cool. I think people are really gonna like it. And like Taylor said, we've just gotten to the point now where we really are, and thanks to James, honestly, a lot. He helped us a lot just to come into our own and figure out our own sound and who we are, as artists.
I'm going to ask you more about James in a minute, but something's coming through to me. You guys must have a really high value of hard work and respect. I'm assuming that comes from the way you were brought up with your parents and your grandparents, but is that just automatically instilled in you too?
We come from a family of entrepreneurs, people that work extremely hard and have given us our beautiful life that we have, our parents, our whole family.
And the support we need. And frankly, we learned at a young age, especially in this industry, that if you don't do it, no one's going to do it for you. You have to do it. And you have to work hard to get anywhere because, like I said, just no one's going to do it for you. I mean, if you want it, you have to go get it. So I think that's a huge part of our everyday is just every day, take a step forward, move toward it, that goal and that dream, that life you want. And that's what we've been doing.
Yeah. Got to work for it every day. And our parents definitely instilled that work ethic in us without a doubt. And I think when people work with us, that's the one thing that does stand out is we're workhorses and we'll go until it's perfect, until it's done. And I think that we push the people around us to have fun and to work hard, and we push each other to do that as well. And that's why I think that we've, been so happy with what we've been doing, because we know we're pushing it as hard as we can.
What was it like for you guys as sisters and a duo to perform at the world famous Tootsie's Orchid Lounge, which is across from the Ryman Theater?
We love Tootsie's.
That's so funny, because I remember the first time we did that. We were so young.
Babies, by the way. I think I was still 16.
Yeah, I think you were 16 or I was like 15 or something.
Not even old enough to be at Tootsie's, by the way.
And we got to go up there and do a quick set there, and that was really cool. It was to a packed house. I think it was during CMA Fest. But since living here and meeting so many musicians that make their living on Broadway, and it just brings a whole new understanding and appreciation for those stages and those honky tonks and what they're about. And it's just really cool. I mean,
so many people have played that stage, so I'm glad that we are able to say we've done it too.
You played at Tequila Cowboy after moving to Nashville. That got you the interest of James Stroud, as you guys said, who is a writer, musician, producer with over 150 number one hits. Was this the breakthrough for you guys that you needed?
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
James, there's a reason for everything. And I just feel like James was someone who, needed to be in our lives. And he has been absolutely incredible and has opened so many doors for us. And even just working with him has just shaped us as artists so much. And
he's truly a really special person. And he is a staple in the music community. And to hear his stories and to hear things from him and be given advice by him is invaluable. It really is.
And it's 100% was a turning point in our career, and it came at the perfect time for us as people.
We had to be ready for it,
ready.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think we met James when I was 18 and Presley was 20 or 21 maybe. And I mean, like Presley just said, we were ready for that next step and just to come into our own. And James really helped us do that.
He has his own label, White Mustang Records, and you guys signed as the flagship act in 2020. What's that? That's got to mean something special to you guys.
It means everything to us that he believes in us just as much as we believe in him. And it's everything. I mean, that's our first record deal ever.
A record deal is everything that you work for. So we were thrilled. Our family was thrilled. And it's been nothing but a blessing since that happened, really.
When I look way back, your first two singles, Looking for a Cowboy and Kicking Back, were top 40 status. Did that give you two some confidence to really put the pedal to the metal, so to speak, and go after this?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, all those songs that we released before, we moved here were confidence builders, stepping stones, and really just gave us the experience that we needed to be doing what we're doing now.
And it introduced us to an audience that I don't think would know who we are otherwise. And those are people that, they were music row stations that added all those songs for us. And we've met program directors, we've met their families and gone out and played shows in these towns. And there are people that still reach out to us today, 5 years later, 6 years later, and still supporting us, and we were kids when we were doing that. And for them to have that confidence in us then and still support us now, I think those relationships are so special. And I sincerely, I think that is just the biggest blessing to have those people supporting us, and when we go to radio next, I know that those guys are going to be there for us, because they're wonderful and they've stuck with us this whole time. And I think, like I said, we wouldn't have reached people the way that we did if we didn't have those connections and those people help us out.
That's pretty cool. 2017, you guys performed in front of a sold-out show at the Grand Ole Opry with Pam Tillis. What were the nerves like, not only being on the stage of the Opry, but singing Heart Over Mine with Pam Tillis?
Oh man, Pam, you know, that was a really cool time, even just to think back on. But Pam has been, you know, an idol to, like, we loved her before we met her. So she was really the first person we met here that we were just like starstruck. And she has been just a wonderful mentor and friend to us for a long time. Yeah. To this day, we still keep in touch with her. And yeah, that was also the first time when we recorded Heart Over Mind with Pam. That was the first time Presley and I had ever seen another female country artist in the studio singing, recording. So that was just an incredible experience to learn from her and just to see that. And then, for her to invite us to sing it with her on the Opry, of course, was just a dream come true. I mean, literally every visit we had to Nashville from Connecticut, we would always go to the Opry just to watch. So to sing on that stage was absolutely a dream come true. And we can't wait to make our own Opry debut, hopefully in the future, hopefully in the near future, fingers crossed, praying. But yeah, it was just so incredible. And it's, you know, it was great to just get a little taste of, you know, the magic that happens at the Opry.
You guys did a 3-week high school nation tour. Did that teach you guys anything about what you can use going forward?
Absolutely. That tour was so much fun. I mean, honestly, that was our first 3-week straight run. And we went every day. South Carolina, Georgia, Texas. I know I'm missing like a state or something, but Florida, that was the state I was missing. But that was so much fun to go out every day and play and meet those kids. And, you know, which we were kids too. We were like the same age, but
try to get them to like us.
Like introduce ourselves to everyone we could and just, you know, sing our songs to people. It was so much fun.
It's so fun. And it allowed us to, again, just grow as entertainers, as performers. And that was an unforgettable.
Totally unforgettable. Yeah. We lived on, you know, an RV for 3 weeks.
Our dad drove us around.
Our dad was the driver.
Yep.
And we had our dog with us.
And our band, and then Keith Burns from Trick Pony, him and his wife drove our whole band around for 3 weeks
for us.
Jared,
to help out.
So special. They were so fun.
Them and they were so much fun.
We had the best time.
That was a totally unforgettable 3 weeks. I will never forget that experience. And we can't wait to go on tour like that.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're so ready for a tour.
We're working so hard towards that because it's gonna be so much fun and we can't wait.
How did you guys get connected with Brian Vaughn, the CMT award-winning director?
Yeah. Oh my God. He's such a special guy. So sweet. And we actually, you can tell him like that.
A friend of ours, we have a mutual friend with Brian, and he introduced us to film our music video. Everybody Sees It. And of course we saw that he had filmed I Hope and The Good Ones, which just won another CMT.
Yeah, I know. We texted him the other day. We were like, hey, big night.
But Brian was amazing. And to have our first single on as signed artists be Everybody Sees It, that music video was so important to us. And Brian just did an incredible job on the music video. We're so proud of it. And, you know, it went number 1 on the CMT 12 pack, which is fan voted, which is incredible. So obviously our fans really loved it too, which means the world. But yeah, Brian's incredible. And we met him before he won those awards. So but we get to say we knew him a week before. Yeah.
You guys spoke about Everybody Sees It. That has over 2 million streams. So not only did your fans love it, they're really loving it. And listeners, if you haven't, you need to add to the 2 million streams and go check out this song. If you would a little bit, talk about what the song means.
Yeah, Everybody Sees It was such a cool song. James actually pitched that one to us. It was written by Tennille Arts, Adam Wheeler, and Aaron Goodvin. And we heard the song for the first time and we fell in love with it. You know, it's basically about like friends that, you know, they have this connection and, you know, they're not seeing it, but everyone else around them knows, you know. And I know so many people, actually, since we've released that song, we've had so many people come and tell us like, oh my God, that's my story with my husband. That's, you know, that's my story, you know, and it's just so funny when you can, for us, it hit home, and then to let it relate to other people like that. And when we go out and play live and or on Facebook, you know, it's been Facebook Live a lot this last year, but to get those messages and everything and be like, oh my God, that, you know, that hit me, like, that's my story, you know, and it's just beautiful. And we loved it. And that song has been so good to us. And it was so special to record, and the whole process of that and everything was just amazing. And that was the first single, like Taylor said, a signed artist ever. And it just blew away all the expectations that we had. It really did.
During the pandemic, how did you guys use social media to help grow your brand, get more fan base, listeners? What'd you guys do to pivot to try and help that?
Well, the first month of quarantine, we sat at home and didn't know what to do. Did a lot of nothing. We did a lot of watching all of our shows get canceled, and we were like, "What the heck are we gonna do?" So, yeah, I mean, we decided that, you know, we weren't gonna let it stop us from chasing our dream, and thankfully, you know, we had social media to go to and to be able to still connect with people while we can't go out and actually see them. And it actually, you know, really grew our social following.
Well, it gave us the opportunity, because I think before that, you know, we were
so busy.
We were super involved in our socials, but at the same time, like Taylor said, we were on the road, we were doing things for recording, and you don't have the time that we were really actually given in the last year to solely dedicate to growing our fan base online. And we started releasing cover videos twice a week. So people, I think, like they hadn't before, had been able to hear us sing songs that they loved, you know, and that started to blow up our social medias, which was crazy.
We took it as far. We took this space above our staircase.
Yes.
We're in our home right now.
I painted
Presley painted it black. I put these pictures up here, these records.
So we had a studio to like play in.
Love it.
Yeah.
A lot came of it, I guess.
It has. And it just like, it kept our spirits up too. I mean, being able to, you know, because like Taylor said, our whole life has been performing and getting in front of people and singing for them. And to not have that was really hard. And it definitely put things into perspective. And then it was a blessing to have social media, because we were still able to get that feedback and to still be able to connect with people, even though we couldn't get out in front of them.
Before we talk about your new single, you guys talked about you were doing cover songs. This might be a tough question, but do you have a favorite cover song that you guys like to do?
Oh, that's the hardest.
I'll bet.
Everyone always asks that. They're like, who's your favorite artist? Who's your favorite song? I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many guys.
I could stand here for an hour and tell you. I'll pick one and you pick one. We covered Maren Morris to Hell and Back. And I just love that song. And then like we have our keyboard player is like our third part harmony, and the three of us together on that one really gets me. So I would say that one, or What If I Never Get Over You by Lady A.
You took mine. Okay, that one was in my head.
Those are our two.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Your new single, Don't Even Know Your Mama, co-written with Tennille Arts. Why this song?
This song, really, the first time we heard it, we knew it was special, because it really just pulled at our heartstrings. At the core of the song, it's really just about valuing yourself. And I think, you know, at that time, because we're sisters and because we're so close, I feel like sometimes we go through things together, even if one of us is going through it.
Yeah.
So
we just tortured the other one.
Yeah.
With, like, personally, my life choices.
So Presley was making some life choices at the time.
Typically, Taylor makes the great decisions, and then I'll like.
Well, I'm younger, so I just learned from her. That's all. But
you learn what to do and what not to do.
What not to do?
Exactly. No, but tell them about the song.
Yeah, I mean, the song to me, for your listeners who haven't heard it, it's about a girl in a relationship, with quotes around that. She's with a guy and she does everything that she's supposed to be doing, everything that you would be doing when you're in a relationship, you're committed to someone. But she hasn't even met the guy's mom yet. So they're like, it's just really showing like, and we've obviously like, we were in college and, there's Tinder and all these dating apps and everything. And we just know what that's like. I mean, I've been in that situation. I have girlfriends that have been in that situation. I have guy friends who have been there, and you put so much effort and so much of yourself into something that you're really not getting anything back, And I think, like Taylor said, what we really got from this song, just because we've experienced it and we know people who have been through that, is just, you just have to think more highly of yourself. Like, if you're going to put something in, you should be getting something back without a doubt, especially when it comes to a relationship. It's so important. And it took me a long time to learn that. And I feel like I have learned that now. And I think I'm a much stronger person because I value myself a lot more, and
I learned it by watching her go through
so
it.
she never had to deal with it. Thank God. But yeah, I mean, I know so many people who have been there, and that's why this song was so important. And we felt like it was such an important message to get out there. And it says it in a cute way, like, I don't even know your mama. And it's such a cute song, but really, like, deep down, like, it is just
it's a big song.
You deserve the best, and you got to go out there and get it.
And this single, I mean, we are so unbelievably proud of this single because right around the time when we were deciding what to release next, we actually signed with our manager, Peter Strickland, who is an incredible person and has just been an amazing team member. Is really just
great addition to our lives.
Yeah, great addition to our lives. It's a good way to say it. But we all came together to envision what the song looks like, how we can relay it visually in the cover art and the video. And we got Gus Black to do the video, and we flew out to Joshua Tree, California, and spent 2 days shooting out there in the desert. And it really was totally like just an unforgettable experience again. And the video is coming out. It's premiering on CMT this Thursday. So we're so excited about that. And we cannot wait for people to see this video.
I'm so excited. It like wraps the whole song up, in our opinion. Like, it just brings everything together, because you can go to Spotify and Apple Music, listen to the song, but then to also get the visual now, I think people are just really it's going to bring a whole new life to a new energy to this song.
Well, everybody sees it has over 2 million streams. We need to get at least 3 on Don't Even Know Your Mama.
Yeah.
So
that's a goal. Yeah.
Everybody get out there. I'm
right there with you.
I'm anxious to see the video myself. I live out here in Vegas. I've been to Joshua Tree, California. So that is a beautiful area. So I definitely want to check that out as well.
Yeah.
Ladies, how have you grown as artists?
Yeah, I mean, just over time, I think the biggest thing with us growing as artists is like we've had time to individually grow up, but at the same time, we've grown a lot together. We've come to a place, I think, where both of us are really more than ever so on the same page. And we have the same, we're both reaching for the same goals and the same dreams. And to be able to work at it with my sister, is so special. And it makes us just want to get there that much more, and I think that has helped us, working together. Obviously, when you're working with someone, it takes a lot of like figuring out and, figuring out who works which way best. And over time, we've really like nailed that down. So I think we're just even more of like a freight train now, and we're like together and we're just like, look out.
And as artists, I mean, we take steps every day to further ourselves creatively. We work every day, whether it's vocally or on our show or on our set list. In the last year, especially, Presley and I have really been working on our writing. We've been writing our own music, and we cannot wait to get that out because, I mean, creatively, like I said, we've just been taking strides, our whole lives, but especially this year, now that we know our sound, that we know who we are, and not that we're not still learning, because we are, but
still learning.
but now that we're a little more sure
We'll
of
come
it.
back to you 3 years from now, like, we are new. We are.
Who are we then? I don't even know. Yeah.
I feel like that happens probably until you're like 30,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Agree.
I'm going to listen to this interview and be like, she had no clue. She had no clue.
Do you guys have a tour schedule coming up?
Oh my gosh, yes. What a blessing. I mean, shows are trickling in this year. Thank God. It's starting to open back up a little bit, and we have some shows coming in. New dates are on our website. They're being added every week. So thank God.
Give our listeners your website and how they can connect with you on social media.
Absolutely. Everything is Presley and Taylor. We try to keep it simple for everyone, but our website is presleyandtaylor.com. You can access all of our socials there, but if you want to follow us, it's at Presley and Taylor on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. And then Twitter's a little different because there's not enough characters to let you spell out the and. So we had to put an N instead of and. But if you really want to find us on Twitter, that's how you find us on Twitter.
Just go to the website and you'll see everything.
I'm going to ask you maybe another tough question. If you had your choice to tour with any artist or group, who would it be?
That's such a good question.
I have mine.
There are a few. There are a few for me that I would be like, but who?
Okay, so my ideal lineup, which is like halfway there, just have to add us to the lineup, but it would be Jason Aldean as the headliner, and then Hardy, and then us.
That'd be cool. I see. I mean, there are a few that would just be like a dream, but Casey Musgraves is just absolutely incredible. If we could ever open for her or go on tour with her, that would just make my life. Dan and Shay, would be a really cool tour. And also Maren Morris, I just feel like would be an amazing tour. Or Keith Urban. I don't know. There's so many.
She named like 12. Sorry.
Literally anyone. If any of them are listening, we would love to go on tour.
And if anybody out there can connect this show to those people, please do so. Let's see if we can't get these ladies on tour with one of their dream people. You guys have a statement that I've seen. I'd like to know exactly, where this comes from and what it means as of faith, hope, love, and country music.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, our biggest thing in our life is God. Like, we would be nothing without God and our faith in Him. And that's how we live our lives every day. And, I always ask, I just feel like when you're given, I think God gives everybody skills and talents. And I think our talent is singing and connecting with people. And I just always want His light and His happiness to just shine through us. And I want people to feel that from us. And, I hope that we bring a lot of joy to people doing what we're doing, because we just are using our gifts from God and sharing them with other people. And, you always have to have hope. I feel like, and especially in the music industry, it's really hard. It's a hard path, and I'm sure it's like that in other industries and career paths and everything too, but you just never give up hope. You just keep pushing, keep hoping, keep dreaming. And country music is our whole life. So,
ladies, I don't want to wish you success. I want to wish you monstrous success. So I hope you guys blow up and I see you on TV one day earning awards and I can go, I knew them when they were on my show. So best of luck and thank you for coming on Before the Lights.
Thank you for having us.
If you would, people, make sure you're following or subscribing to the show anywhere podcasts are found. That means Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeart, any of those places. If you would, follow me on Instagram at Before the Lights Podcast. Thank you for listening to Before the Lights. I'm Tommy Canale. And until next time, everybody, a salute, a chin chin.